There is a way to fix it. Actually make it affordable for people to have a place to stay at. I mean, what's so hard about that? I mean, if the government has to put some type of incentive in place or put some type of project together, do that. We got to set something else in place too for some type of wage policy for people to get paid more money, right? People working full-time jobs shouldn't have to choose between food and where they're going to lay their head at. A living wage isn't a luxury. That's not what it is. It should be a human basic right. What is good with my YouTube family? Welcome back to the channel. It's a little chilly out today. But what is good? Welcome back to the channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Monty. Welcome to my channel. For those who've been around for a while, appreciate you for tuning in to another video. As always, appreciate you for tuning in to another one. Y'all know on this channel, I talk about a lot. Talk about the stuff that be on my mind, stuff y'all want me to talk about, and the whole nine. So this is going to be yet another one. I got a question for you, though. Right now, what is the American dream for most people? Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. To me, I feel like the American dream has always been built around the idea of a home, a roof over your head, a safe place to build a life and have financial freedom. That's what I always thought it was, right? But for many people, that dream is slipping away, further and further away. Now, instead of owning homes or even renting apartments, more and more people are finding themselves living in a car. Now, my question to you as well is living in a car going to be the new reality for people? If so, why has it come to this? Why has it come to that point that that's going to be the new reality? And if you don't believe that it is, let me know that as well. Why do you think that is? Let's talk about it. Now, why is this happening? All right. First of all, housing prices have skyrocketed 30 to 50% in the last 5 years. So you mean to tell me 30, 50% has skyrocketed in 5 years? Now, a lot of people don't know because I don't really like to talk politics, but if Kamala was to become president, right, for example, there was going to be this tax. What did she call it? It was some type of tax on your house, right? So let's say that your house is worth right now 150,000. If that was to happen and she got in, and I'm not speaking bad, I'm just giving you a perspective on things. If that was to happen, that means there will be a tax on your house, like, let's just say another 50,000, right? So now your house is actually worth 200,000 with this tax thing. I can only imagine at the end of the year what you would have to pay at the end of the year. If you already barely getting by as a homeowner that's paying on this house or renting this house, another 50,000 that your house is worth, that's crazy. That right there is crazy. Now, with that being said, she's not president, right? House prices are still high, right? Houses are here in pricing while the wage and people getting paid is down here. The cost of living is out, out outpacing the income that people make, right? And for a lot of people, that math just doesn't add up. I mean, it don't add up for me. Why is everything so high? Even Dollar Tree is going up on prices. Dollar Tree. It's called Dollar Tree. It should be called $1.39 tree. Now, that's what it should be called, because everything in there is more than a damn dollar. At a Dollar Tree. Crazy work, right? Now, this problem of things going up isn't just affecting people in poverty or nothing like that. It's hitting middle class people, young professionals, even people like your grandpa or your grandfather that done that done retired already. Your grandma, your grandparents, they done retired. It's hitting them too. And I tried to explain this to Poe. I don't know, for those who've been around for a while, y'all know who Poe is. But Poe is 62, right? He old. He old. Funny. Funny as all get out. Kind of miss my dog, Poe. But Poe, we had a conversation, even though me and him was going at it, right? Cool dude though. 62 years old, and he was talking about how, he paid for a house, right? And around this time, and this is why we agreed on it, he said nowadays, I don't even see how some of y'all young folk are gonna pay for a house, because when I was growing up or coming up, houses was kind of cheap versus what they are now. And that's what is bringing up this conversation, because it hit me, because most people, even when you talk to your grandparents, they won't understand that. I guarantee some of y'all get into altercations with y'all peoples off just having a conversation about how things were not the same as they are now. For somebody to grow up now versus if they was to grow up in like 1980 or 1990s, it's a whole transition, which is why I tell y'all there has been a shift. Like between 2012 to 2020, there was this shift somewhere in between there where things took a change, right? Now the necessities for things that you could get every day skyrocketed. Student loan payments are back, and that adds even more financial stress on somebody. That's why I talked about debt yesterday, because I can only imagine the stress that somebody's going through while living in a car, or, being homeless, or not having a job at all and having to deal with debt. That still needs to be paid. You know, is this the new reality? For me, my short answer is going to be yes. I think sooner or later, that is going to start to become the new reality for a lot of people. And the sad part is, y'all seen yesterday that there was a cop that came and checked on me. That was the second one that came to check on me, right? I was just telling him I'm a content creator. I'm just doing content. He was like, oh, okay, and didn't let me go, right? But they do this, and they starting to crack down in a lot of places. Like when they see cars just posted up and tinted up, like they starting to crack down on a lot of that. If you even go into Walmart, I don't know, it's different because I'm in the land right now. It's different. Like, you know how people steal out of Walmart and they got they got you on candy camera and then they circle your face. They doing the same thing for people that live in their cars, and they're taking a picture of your car, and don't let them get the license plate because you're definitely cooked. But they're taking a picture of your car, right? And they're posting it in the stores because they don't want people to do that no more. Now, maybe that might just be for out here, but that's what's happening. That's why, and I'm glad that cop did that, because that's what they've been doing more often. They're circling parks, gyms, and any store, like grocery stores that are open for 24 hours. Any place that's open 24 hours, they're circling those places because they're starting to realize that more and more people are starting to live in their cars and be sleeping outside. Okay? Now, like I said, my short answer is yes. I believe that this is going to be a more common thing if things don't get better. This isn't just a trend or something that people are doing for social media or whatever. Bro, this is a real life thing. This is real spiel. This is not a game. And if y'all need more proof, I will go right around and show you how bad it is. Y'all let me know, because I can do that. Because it's pretty bad, bro. All right. Now, I'm going to be real clear. Living in your car is not glamorous. I know social media has this thing about van life and, how cool it may look living in your car, and it may look adventurous. I mean, for most people, maybe. But I know that for majority of people doing it, it's not a choice necessarily, right? I know that as a content creator, we have to kind of butter things up to make it visually cool for y'all. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, even when I went through my situation, me having to vlog that, like, it kind of sucked. But I got to show y'all the real of what going on, because 9 times out of 10, people who are showing you their life, when the camera's off, mentally, if you don't know how to impact this or the internet, if you don't know how to impact that, it's gonna take a toll on you, bro. It is. It is. And for most people that live in a car, like this is they situation, like this, having to be their only thing in a blanket in the back. Y'all don't understand the mental toll it take on somebody. Y'all don't understand that. But for y'all, it be entertainment. People going through some real life situations. But people feed off that. For whatever reason that is. Living in your car comes with a whole set of challenges. Finding a safe place to park. Staying warm in the winter. Staying cool in the summer. Gotta watch out for cops that keep riding past on you. Like, it's a whole lot that goes into it, and trying to maintain the basics and hygiene and having a place to shower at. Because not all these gyms is going to let you come in there. They can tell. They can tell. And I told y'all they starting to crack down on a lot of this. The lack of privacy, the constant fear of being told to move. Like if that cop was to tell me to move right now when he had rolled past yesterday, I'd have had to go. I'd have had to go. And even being judged by others, much like y'all do. Y'all tend to do that a lot. Y'all judge everybody on the internet. Y'all like to do that. It shows your character, though. Y'all like to laugh and make fun of people. It shows your character, though. For some, it's also a chance to regroup and save money, right? Figure out their next step, figure out their future, figure out how they're going to get out of this, that. I spoke about this yesterday, right? Maybe nobody unpacked what I was saying or getting the message through. So yes, living in your car is becoming a reality. To me. For some people, it's not what they would like to do, but it's a reflection of how broken the system is. It's a reflection of that. Now, and I gotta figure out how to word this. The reason why this is happening, and this is just my take, and this might be a hot one. The issue roots from policy, economic, and culture. Okay? This is why. First, the housing market itself. Over the years, we've seen a massive shortage in affordable housing. I mean, I could tell you, for example, out here, yeah, it's affordable, right? There's affordable housing. But the way that it's set up is most of these places, things is damaged inside because people done ruined them. It's almost like owning an Airbnb, right? For example, when you own an Airbnb, when people trash the place and it's able to get fixed, maybe. When you in affordable housing, most of that stuff ain't getting fixed. Do you see where I'm going? So if there's no heat in the house where you at right now, it might take them days to get back to you. Versus in an Airbnb, they have to refund your money or come fix it. Do you see the difference? It's two different ways, right? Now, building a luxury apartment or staying in a high-end condo, because that's where the profit is for most people, right? Affordable housing is starting to disappear in most places. I know out here there's only maybe like 2 places that I can think of in my area. But most people that are owning these places are focusing on more higher luxury places because, like I said, that's where the money is. The money is not where affordable housing is. That's not where people that actually own property and own like a duplex or a complex, they're not going to make no money necessarily. Why? Because most people that think like this, they think they already ain't got nothing for real. What am I going to spend my money on a complex for when they can barely get by on rent? You get where I'm going? Okay. The wage stagnant. Okay. If you don't believe me, for decades, wages haven't kept up with none of the rise of anything. Why do you think most people was able to stay afloat somehow? You know, they was cool. I mean, a decade ago. But now that things have rised and they haven't got no promotion or they've been getting paid the same wage, it's getting to the point where they're like, I might have to pick up another job. I might have to find another income. That's why. It's because nothing is keeping up with none of the things that are rising. Even minimum wage hasn't increased since what? 2009, 2010. You can quote me on that. I think maybe 2009-ish. I'm gonna go with 2009, maybe 2010. Okay. At the same time, the gig economy has created a workforce where many people don't have steady, predictable income. Like for gig work, I mean, where you have to use your car, like DoorDash, Uber Eats, Lyft. These things are so unpredictable. Some people even say YouTube is unpredictable, right? Just throw that in there. When you got all of these gig work type of things that you're doing, it is unpredictable. You never know. Like one run, you might get $8 off of a run when you're doing DoorDash. You might even get $12 off of a run. Like it's according to the algorithm for all of this. Even with YouTube, it's according to the algorithm. That's just how it works. And how much you're going to work, how many hours you're going to put in, how many videos you're going to post a day. It's up to you. It's up to you. Third, this safety net that we were supposed to have, I don't remember the last time I seen that. It's falling apart. It's falling apart. And it's falling apart in many parts of the country. There's little to no support, number one, for people facing housing instability or are homeless. Shelters are getting overcrowded. I know y'all seen The Pursuit of Happiness, right? They was trying to get into the shelter, and I might even find a clip and put it here, right? But trying to get into the shelter, and it's overcrowded because there's a cap on how many people they can have, right? Not only that, there's programs to help people transition out of homelessness that are underfunded. There was a program out here like that, but they didn't have the money or fund to keep pushing that. So eventually, guess what happened? It shut down. It shut down. No more homeless shelter. They even knocked down the building. I might have to go look for it and take a picture because I know a lot of y'all don't believe that. Like it's hard to believe what I'm talking about. No, this is real life situations that I'm talking about right now. This is not for fake. This is real life. This is real life. And then you got to deal with this how can I say? You got to deal with this cultural aspect of things. We live in a society where success is often tied into materialistic shit. Right? We live in a society where owning a home for people who can't afford that's a sense of failure because bro living in an apartment and not a house. Society is so brain rotted to the point where it's it's like a sense of shame in certain things. Like again, it's that stigma and that competition mindset that people are constantly in, and it keeps a lot of people silent about their struggles. Now me, I could show you bits and pieces of my life. I could talk about struggle because I done been through it already. I could talk about it, you know, but most people won't. They'll stay quiet, right? Now, for me, and this is just my opinion, right? What can be done to fix this? Like, I've thought about this a lot. I've thought about it a lot. There are steps that we could take to address this growing problem because it is a growing problem. This is something that's been happening and still growing, right? We need more affordable housing in cities. That's the first thing. That's the first thing we got to do. More affordable housing in cities, right? And developers need to invest in some type of housing that people can actually afford. That's the problem, right? This might mean government incentives, you know, like, I don't know, for affordable housing projects, you know, look into something like that. Or rent control measures. Like, why is rent in the first place even $1,500 minimum? It's $1,500. Now that's cool, right? Yeah, that's cool. Once you pass like that 2,000, 2,500 mark, that's damn near what somebody's making a month. And I don't know. I ain't even gonna go no further than that. Second, I think we need a stronger wage policy set in place. Something needs to be set in place where people working full-time jobs shouldn't have to choose between food and shelter. We should be able to have both. We should be able to pay for food and housing. You get me? Nobody should have to work multiple jobs or have to spend buku money on going to school and having to pick up a trade so that way you can use that trade to make more income and do all of this. Like it should never have to be that hard of a task, right? A living wage isn't a luxury. It should be a basic human right. To me. To me. Maybe for somebody else, maybe not. Third, I think we need to change the narrative of people living in their car. I know a lot of people when they hear that, it tends to throw them off. Like it kind of it's like a response. It should be a response to the system that's been failing people, right? That's what it should be. But for most people look at people living in a car as they failed or they're a failure. And we need to remove that type of stigma from the situation because we need to create a space where people can get help without no judgment. You know, judgment is the biggest thing that people do nowadays, and the only person that should be judging me is a man upstairs. But for the most part, because people don't see your situation, it's easy for people to do that, right? It's easy for people to do that. Finally, I think individuals can do their part by donating to organizations and stuff like that. But it's hard to do that when there's nothing around that helps people, which brings me back to my first point of view. We need to set something up to where we have some type of policy in place like that. It just brings me back to what I said before. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know in the comments. But that's how I feel about the situation. Living in your car is going to become the new reality for most people. Y'all let me know though.